Hello everyone, you are on the Wild Boxing channel. Today's issue. Bob Arum apparently has no intention of loaning Artur Beterbiev to fight on a different promoter's broadcasting platform. Joe Smith Jr.'s longtime promoter applauded Artur Beterbiev's superb performance Saturday night. Jarrell Miller to fight Thursday during WBA KO to Drugs Festival in Argentina. Bivol's promoter admits he was surprised with how quick Beterbiev ended Smith. Josh Taylor is not looking to move up in weight until he settles some scores at 140 pounds. Promoter Bob Arum apparently has no intention of loaning Artur Beterbiev to fight on a different promoter's broadcasting platform, even if the undisputed distinction is at stake. That may be because Arum, the head of Top Ranking, which promotes newly crowned three-division titleist Beterbiev, has a very low opinion of DAZN, the subscription-based streaming service which has long showcased Bivol, who owns the WBA 175-pound strap. Arum's Top Rank has an exclusive television and streaming deal with ESPN, widely regarded as a behemoth in the sports broadcasting world. DAZN, by comparison, is thought to have a far more limited audience. Arum has repeatedly bashed DAZN and Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing, one of the platform's key content providers, for its supposedly middling viewership. Beterbiev, a native Russian who resides in Montreal, added the WBO belt to his IBF and WBC versions with the second-round demolition job of Joe Smith Jr. Saturday night at the Hulu Theater at Madison Square Garden in New York City. Their 12-round light heavyweight unification bout followed Bivol's successful defense of his WBA strap against Canelo Alvarez in May. Talk of an undisputed matchup at 175 ramped up after Beterbiev's destructive victory on Saturday, with Beterbiev stating afterward his preference to unify with Bivol, a fellow Russian, for his next fight. For that fight to happen, however, both Arum, ESPN, and Hearn DAZN would need to find some way to collaborate. Arum, however, made it clear that he wants Beterbiev, hot off the heels of a banner win, to continue fighting on ESPN, not DAZN, citing exposure.
One thing with Beterbiev is that now that he is known to the public, and so many people have seen him, we ain't doing a fight on Dead Zone which nobody watches.
Arum told BoxingScene.com shortly after Beterbiev knocked out Smith. Arum suggested one way to make the undisputed 175-pound bout would be for Hearn to allow Bivol to fight on ESPN.
So again, we'll see.
Arum said,
I think that when the time comes, even Eddie will have Bivol come over and fight Beterbiev for a big audience.
In the meantime, Arum believes Beterbiev's next fight will be against British contender Anthony Yarde in the fall at the Oppo Arena in London.
Yarde and Beterbiev will fight in London.
Arum said,
I think that when the time comes, even Eddie will have Bivol come over and fight Beterbiev for a big audience.
Jarrell Big Baby Miller will fight in a professional boxing match for the first time in nearly 4 years Thursday, when the heavyweight contender takes on journeyman Ariel Esteban Bracamon of Argentina at the Casino Buenos Aires. The event will take part as part of the WBA 2-day KO Drugs Festival. Miller has been inactive since November 2018 due to a string of drug test failures. The brash Brooklyn-based Miller blew his shot at the heavyweight titles in 2019 when he tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs weeks prior to his announced fight against Anthony Joshua. Miller's career has stalled ever since. Andriy Ryabinsky, promoter for WBA light heavyweight champion Dmitry Bivol, admits he was shocked with how easily Artur Beterbiev blew away Joe Smith. Ryabinsky expected the contest to last a little bit longer, at least until the second half.
I did not expect such a quick end to the fight. I thought that the fight would drag on until the 8th or 9th round, but this is just my subjective opinion. And the match showed that Artur Beterbiev is in very good form. He had a great fight and confidently won. Artur is great. He looked great at it.
Ryabinsky said to Oleg Bogodov, the victory sets the stage for a tremendous fight between Beterbiev and Bivol, two Russian fighters for the undisputed championship at 175.
We have an interest in organizing a fight between Beterbiev and Bivol. I don't know if it will be possible to organize it in Russia. It would be quite difficult to do. We'll see. I can't tell you everything yet, but I'm sure everyone wants to see this fight, and so do we.
Ryabinsky said. IBF, WBO, WBC junior welterweight champion Josh Taylor is not looking to move up in weight until he settles some scores at 140 pounds. One of those scores is a match with Jack Catterall. Back in February, Taylor won a controversial 12th-round split decision over Jarrell in a WBO mandatory defense. Before a rematch can be entertained, the WBC ordered Taylor to make a mandatory defense against Jose Zepeda.
I want to shut everyone up. The only reason I'm staying at the weight is I want to fight Jarrell again. I don't think it was a wrong decision, but I want to shut everyone up. I want to prove that was an off night for me and that I'm one of the best fighters on the planet. Because of all the stick and abuse I've been getting, and the way Jack's been too, mouthing off and moaning, I just want to shut his mouth. The single reason I'm staying at the weight is to shut him and everyone else up,
Taylor said. Taylor expects his fight with Zepeda to take place in September or October. After that fight, he will go after Jarrell.
It's frustrating because anyone who knows me knows I'd fight with my shadow in an empty house. I'm not scared to fight anybody, but boxing fans are so fickle. They change like the weather. Often, they don't understand the business, and then it starts getting personal. And if they didn't have that keyboard in front of them, there's no way they'd say it. Everything I've done, being the first guy from the UK to become undisputed world champion in only 18 fights, has that been forgotten? My run up to the Jarrell fight had been defeating undefeated champion after undefeated champion. I beat them all, and I beat Jack too, on a really bad performance. So it's quite funny how quickly people forget. It would have been Jack before Zepeda if it could have been worked out, without the boxing politics and mandatories getting in the way. I'd rather be fighting Jack next. But Zepeda is a big fight, and people who are talking it down are people who don't know he's a top-level fighter. After I fight Zepeda, then Jarrell, I'll move up to 147 and get some big fights,
Taylor said. If you liked the video, the best way to thank me will be your likes and comments under the video. Thanks for watching.